What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, The back again, Miraculous TV. Today, we're going to talk about what really happened. What's the untold story of Jay-Z and Damon Dash? Everybody know the history, Roc-a-fella Records. I mean, they created what they call the dynasty. Well, this story right here is the rise and the fall of the dynasty. These two guys were friends, man. And sometimes when you're starting off, some of your best times is the times you have before all the money comes in. Because when the money comes in, it separates a lot of people. But let me give you a quick overview of what really happened. As y'all know, probably heard of Rachel Roy. Rachel Roy started off as an intern at Roc-a-fella. She worked her way up. I mean, on day-to-day operations, she was basically Dane's personal assistant almost. She was his eyes and ears, and she worked her way up to creative director position over the women's sportswear over there at Roc-a-fella. That was Rockaware. That was a women's, the women part. The men part was handled creatively by a different person, but that position was especially for Miss Roy. Okay? When interns first get jobs, they work their way up. They do things and, they be extra because, of course, you're not really getting paid as an intern, but it's what your work is. While she was at Roc-a-fella, Dame didn't know that her and Jay-Z had previously had handlings together. Jay-Z never exposed that to Dame because if you was at Roc-a-fella back in the day, you wouldn't know that Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs were like part owner because Dame had the biggest mouth. He was the big man in the room. So everybody felt as though Dame was the boss. And so he was. He got a lot of them deals done because he had that I'm not going to back down from anybody attitude. But anyway, Jay-Z, he never really had a lot of women and girls and stuff like that. So when he started getting this money, he started going girl crazy. Him and Rachel messed around a little bit, but kept it on the low. Eventually, Dame and Rachel messed around, and they basically kept it on the low. Nothing came around from that the first time, but anyway, Jay-Z had his eyes on Aaliyah, the singer Aaliyah, baby girl. Everybody remember Rock the Boat, 1 in a Million. Jay-Z pursued her just as hard as he probably pursued Beyonce. I mean, they went out a few times. They kicked it a few times. She felt Jay-Z to be a friend, not really a lover, someone who she really wanted to be with. I mean, he used to send her gifts and everything. But she just wanted to keep it, strictly friend. But in the meantime, she had her eyes on Damon Dash. And the two, they started dating and kicked it off immediately. I mean, for the last few years of her life, they were almost inseparable. Dame was in love with this woman. And he knew that Jay-Z knew her first, but she told Dame that, they were just really friends. In the industry, you see a lot of people take pics and stuff together, and that doesn't mean anything. And, Dame didn't think nothing about it, but in the back of his mind, that was the straw that broke the camel back. Jay-Z didn't like that because he felt some type of way. When jealousy come in, that's when things really start to happen. And Jay-Z was a real jealous person. Okay, Damon and Aaliyah was gonna actually get married, and that really took the cake. I mean, Jay-Z was, he got the love bug. He just fall in love with girls. I know y'all heard the story about him stabbing Lance on Rivera over Charlie Baltimore. I mean, he always felt that he had to show he had to be the man. But anyway, Aaliyah gets killed in a tragic plane crash, and that ended the relationship between her and Dame. Jay-Z finds Beyonce. They started kicking it, and Dame started rekindling what he had with Rachel Roy, and it went from there. But in the midst of that, Jay-Z and Dame, after that Aaliyah debacle, they can never see eye to eye no more. That's the real story. So they went from being business partners to hardly even making decisions together. Jay-Z marries Beyonce, Dame marries Rachel Roy. Okay? But remember in the beginning of this story, Dame never knew that Rachel Roy and Jay-Z had a romantic relationship together. Jay-Z knew that. So to get back at Dame for what happened with Aaliyah, Jay-Z continued an off and on romantic relationship with Rachel Roy. That's what really happened. And they kept this on the low for so long. Becky with the good hair, Rachel Roy off the Lemonade. Even when Dame and Rachel got divorced, actually it started to become more current. They started messing together more. That's why Solange went 8 in the elevator. Started kicking this nigga, beating this nigga. Beyonce sitting right there. She didn't do anything. Why do you think she didn't do anything? She knew what happened. Dame know what happened. Jay-Z know what happened. So the Roc-a-fella dynasty, the fall of the dynasty, y'all, the moral of this story is, since the beginning of time, when you let a woman come in between you, she could take everything under. That's the moral of the story. It's your boy Tops the Miraculous TV, YouTube. I'm out. Like, subscribe, comment. Like, subscribe, comment. It's your boy.